All right, guys, welcome back. My name's Sandy. This is Sawing with Sandy, and if you haven't been here before, welcome to the channel. If you have been here before, you know this thing right here behind you. This is my 2012 Kioti DK40se HST with the hydrostatic transmission. This thing's a little bit snowy because it slept outside last night, but we got it inside today because it is a little bit crispy and it's a little bit chilly this morning. So I'm going to hide from the wind, take advantage of this time to do something I should be doing, which is changing the engine oil. According to the hour meter on this thing, every 100 hours you're supposed to change the engine oil. I stick to that pretty well, and I tend to follow this guy right here. My maintenance chart in my owner's manual, and this tells me exactly when I need to change what I need to check, what I need to do. Great job, Kioti. I really like this one. Very easy to follow. Getting under there today, got 2 oil drain plugs to take out. The oil will drain, then we'll put in some fresh oil. Going to be putting in about 8 liters of this stuff. Shell Rotella 15W40. This is what I've been using. Well, I've been using this since I've owned the tractor, and this tends to work quite well. The filters I use on my tractor behind me, I tend to get all my filters from the dealership. I get all Kioti brand filters. You know, some people are going to say you don't have to do that, and I'm going to say that's fine. You can do whatever you'd like, but I like, for my peace of mind, to use Kioti filters. This is one of them. And this wasn't too bad. This was, what are we dealing with, $14 Canadian. Probably a little bit cheaper in American dollars, or I don't know, maybe euros are a bit cheaper. Regardless, 14 bucks Canadian is pretty cheap insurance, I think, for using a Kioti filter. We'll throw in that Rotella, and we'll get underway. Anyways, glad you guys are all here. Let's get on to work. While that's draining, let's take off the oil filter. I'm wiping all the snow off here so it doesn't fall in my funnel when I'm putting oil in. That sound you just heard, I had some snow fall on that light that's on the ground. It's real hot. Okay. That should be good. And this is about the time I remember that I should have put the loader up. Hopefully that'll stay right there. Yeah, looks like it's gonna work. Bit Mickey Mouse, but that's not a first. Okay, we're going with it. 8 liters of this. Here we go. Whoa. Oh, forget. This thing's heavy. I needed a longer funnel or something. Okay. I'm going to predict that's close. Okay. You guys see that? Probably can't, but we're just under, we're just over 3/4. By the time the rest of that oil settles, I bet we'll be right in range. So I think we're probably going to call that good. Get this out of here. I don't like to leave the funnel in there like that too much. Next thing you know, we got crud and snow falling in there and right in the engine. Okay, I think that's good to go. So, moral of this story is get a different funnel before I do that again, or remember to put the loader up. Alright, while I'm in here, I'm just going to do a visual of some of the other pieces, including the fan here. Duck in. Just like to make sure nothing has damaged the fan. And it looks like at one point or another we had something right along the edge of that fin there. I'm not sure what that would have been. I don't ever remember there being anything caught in there. Behind it, you guys may or may not be able to see, but the radiator in there looks good. My belts look to be in good shape. You can see the fuel filter looks good. I changed that out not all that long ago when I did a big service. Cable is clean. Got coolant right up in here. Don't see any frayed hoses or coolant lines or anything of that nature, which is good. Let's come around the front. One of the reasons I took the bucket off, or forks or whatever I had on here, was just so that I could get in here a little easier. Now, if I take this off, and I'm not going to do it at this point because I can see the screen, but if I take this this wing nut off, I can actually lift these screens up, and then down in there you guys can see there's that screen that protects the radiators behind it. We haven't had the conditions here in the winter for a lot of this stuff, and so not worrying about that too much. I can see it visually, but if I did, if it was middle of the spring or summer and there was all kinds of debris, I could take that screen out and clean it out. Down here, I'm just checking the terminals on my battery. You guys can see them down there. And we'll just duck right in there so I can make sure they're tight. You guys can see right in there. So that one's good. That one's good. All right, we got our air filter here, and I'm actually going to take the air filter out and double check it. Now, last time I was in here, I replaced it, but doesn't mean that it can't get dirty. So see if I can take it off with one hand. Oh, might be one on the bottom of the clip. Nope, we're good. There we go. I can tell that filter looks brand new still. I'm not even going to pull it out. Looks that clean. As I said, it hasn't been in there that long. Dusty spring-like conditions, I definitely get that thing looked at regularly. Get that on there fully. Okay. One-handed here is a bit challenging. There we go. Okay, that's on there. This actually comes off here, this whole front fascia. You guys can see I can just twist that and it comes off. I lost the one over here, so I got this piece of wire holding it on. And then on this side here, just like the other side, you lift these tabs here. Obviously, I can't do it one-handed at this point. It's a little stiff. Probably needs a bit of oil there. But you lift these rubber tabs up, and then the whole side piece comes off. Gives you nice access for the engine. Just make our way on the other side. We'll double check. Got the exhaust over here. Looks like we're starting to get a bit of a... Maybe that's a factory weld up top there. I'm not sure. But it is starting to rust up there. Other than that, it looks pretty clean. Have a look down the engine. Looks fine to me. It's good. Just a little dusty in here. If you can imagine, I oil spray everything, and I don't mean with engine oil. I mean with like an undercoating spray. It prevents or slows rust, and I'm sure some of that got up here into the engine. Then the dust sticks to it. Down here, let's have a look. That looks good. Everything's tight. Don't see any problems with the exhaust manifold. Don't see any holes here. So I'd say we're in good shape. Now, this machine is not perfect by any means, and I do use it. It doesn't sit inside a shop like this. I have some problems with the, well, I'll just show you guys right here. You guys see right here? See how that boot's ripped? This is my steering linkage. There's hydraulic steering here for both front tires. That boot is ripped there. It's the same on the other side. You can also see right here that boot's ripped. So this whole piece here needs to be replaced. I tried to get just the end link, and unfortunately they don't just sell this piece with the boot. You got to buy the whole unit. And so, sorry, let me rephrase that. I tried to buy just the rubber boot, couldn't buy the rubber boot. I had to buy the entire end link, which probably won't hurt me anyways. But that's on the to-do list. You can see over here, just with age, you can see that boot's completely shot there, as is this rubber boot here. We'll just duck underneath and you guys have a look up. You can see the hydraulic cylinder there for the hydraulic steering. So that's what that's connected to. Other than that, doing general maintenance on this is not all that complex. This is my first real tractor where I was responsible solely for the maintenance. And, you know, I don't find it that challenging. I think if you have some basic mechanical abilities, you know, you can read your manual and not over tighten things, you'll be good to go. But on that point of over tightening, I want to share a mishap I had with you guys. You might laugh at this. I can tell you I wasn't laughing at the time. I don't know if you guys can see down there. See where my finger is? That is a window for the front axle oil. Okay, and you guys can see the oil right there. It's actually, I should probably check that. Looks like it might be a touch low. Get the light over here. That's better. Actually, probably wouldn't hurt to add a touch of oil there. But you guys can see that's the front axle. Right there's the window that tells me what the level of the front axle oil is. I was changing the front axle oil one time, and for some reason I decided I wanted to take that out to help with draining, which is completely unnecessary because there's drain holes right there in the middle of the axle and the same thing on the other wheel. But anyways, I decided I wanted to take that out. And sure enough, I sheared that right off, and that got stuck, what was left of it, inside my axle. That was a bit of a panic moment because I thought all about the problems of having to get that out. Luckily for me, I was able to use a screwdriver that was just a little too big, jam it in there and unthread it, replace it, and never do it again. Anyways, I'll just see if I have some fluid for that front axle. We'll just top that up just a little bit, but other than that. All right, let's get this filled up. We're just gonna put a little bit in this front axle. Just cleaning out my funnel, just so you guys know what I'm using here. Guys, come on up here, you can see it. That is Shell Spirax S4 TXM, tractor, transmission, and hydraulic fluid. All right, so this is what I've been using for a while, and I tend to like it. I looked around quite a bit for good fluid, and many of the local dealers told me this is what they use, and they find it works quite well, and so that's what I'm using. Okay, let's get this off here. This is the fill location for the front axle. Okay, and you can see I got my washer on there, looks good. Looks like I'm using an antique here, this filter, or this funnel. Unfortunately, it's too big. Can't remember what I used last time. All right, well, we're gonna MacGyver something, or as I like to say, Mickey Mouse. What I have is I have a funnel here with a garden hose that is too small for this funnel opening. I do have a funnel that fits a garden hose, which I do normally use for places like this, and wouldn't you know, I can't find it. And so we're gonna do this and call that good, because all I'm really doing here is just putting a very light touch of oil in here. I'm probably putting about 500 milliliters. Okay, well, that's good enough for this guy. Look at that, that's a beautiful thing. Make sure it's clean. In we go. Better point it the right direction. Good. Okay. Alright. And once again, the loader is in the way. And so this is probably going to spill. Okay, get in there. Alright, we're calling that good for a moment. All right, guys, well, there we go. We just gave it a bit of new oil for the engine, and we also topped up the front axle, and I think it's going to be good to go. Now, I've also greased this thing, which I tend to do on a daily basis when I'm using it. And so I think besides that, I'll keep an eye on the air filter. I'll check the hour meter on the tractor from time to time and make sure I'm following that schedule in the owner's manual. That's it for me here today. A little bit dirty, a little bit greasy. We MacGyvered a few things. We made it work. And that's pretty much the name of the game around here. I don't have all the fancy tools. Maybe I'll get them over time, but I definitely don't have them all. And I definitely need a few new tools, including some brand new funnels and all that sort of thing to make my life easier, but that'll come in time. In the meantime, if you guys enjoyed this video, please give it the old like-a-roo. Make sure you subscribe, and I'll see all you guys next time. See you then.